Yo, what's up guys? So today we are unboxing a bunch of Dragon Ball Z figures that third-party websites that are a little bit questionable. I was online searching, happened to be looking at anime figures. All I see is popping up Dragon Ball Z. You know what? Let's order all of them and check them out. So today we're gonna be looking at a shipment that I just got in. A big bag.
Vegeta, no!
All right, so the first figure that we're gonna be looking at today is the Majin Vegeta figure here. I actually picked this one up off of AliExpress for it was less than $10, probably somewhere around $5, which is crazy. I was like, let's just give this a chance and see how good it could possibly be. And when it finally got here, I was amazed at the quality and detail that this figure had. Crazy detail. The sculpt on this, for the figure as cheap as this was, I wasn't expecting anywhere close to the detail and even paint quality. Sometimes on the cheaper figures I've noticed like it'd just be one piece and they'll cheaply paint it. No, this is multiple cast piece put together to bring out the best detail. Now on this figure that I got here, the paint on the face came out really, really well. Everything's right where it should. The M on the Majin Vegeta. So the only gripe I have about this figure is the paint for his Super Saiyan hair is kind of cheaply looking. It's probably like the cheapest looking hair of all the Vegeta figures that we're gonna look at today. But really, it's not even that bad. Everything else on this figure, I'd say for what I paid for this figure, the quality of this figure, this is a must-have figure if you're a Vegeta fan, especially if you're looking for a Majin Vegeta figure in your collection. But overall, this figure is pretty awesome, and he stands on his own quite nicely. All right, next here, this one's actually boxed because a lot of these, how they come is more like this. They're just wrapped up, bubble wrapped, and then shipped in a big bag like this. So hopefully none of them are broken. Next figure, we have another Majin Vegeta figure. Shocker, Majin Vegeta is the best. This one is a little bit of a bigger scale. This is probably about a 12-inch figure, and he's got his iconic pose here where he's going to blast the World Tournament Stadium and kill a whole bunch of people and turn into evil Vegeta. The detail on this figure is amazing too. The detail on the clothes is great. It comes multiple cast. It's not just one piece of plastic that's cheaply painted over. Different piece of plastic. The hair, I will say, on this figure is painted much better than the first one. I really like this figure overall. Great collection. I probably paid somewhere around $10 for this figure. For the size of this figure, and of course it being a Majin Vegeta figure, so it's well worth it. And the M on the Majin is just the tiniest little bit off, but it's really no big deal, and especially once you put this on your shelf, you definitely can't tell unless you're looking really, really close up at it. All right, we're gonna take a break from Vegeta, and the next figure we're gonna look at is actually a Shenron figure, because I think every Dragon Ball Z collection needs a Shenron. It needs a dragon, right? So this is another one of those $5 figures I ordered off of AliExpress. The paint on it's really good. The casting is great. Detail is great. I mean, it is $5. It is a price figure, and you can see the joints. You're gonna need to have some patience when you're putting this one together, because it's like a puzzle with the little stands, the little Dragon Balls, and the dragon itself, and winding it all in there. But once you have it put together, it looks really good. The price was amazing, and the detail and the paint on this thing is surprisingly good. The Dragon Ball detail leave a lot to be desired. They're pretty cheaply cast and made. I did use super glue to get the Dragon Balls to stay in the cloud there. But overall, this is a really cool, really cheap, really nice Shenron figure to add to the shelf, add to your Dragon Ball collection. All right, back to Vegeta on this one. Here's another big Vegeta figure. Okay, we've got some of the energy running up on Vegeta's leg. Came across these, so hopefully it's okay. But as you can see, this one You're gonna need to bring your super glue because some assembly is required. Some of the energy fell off of what I'm assuming is Vegeta's leg there. All right, this one is moving on up in detail. Another one of our 12-inch Vegeta figures. This one comes with some energy effects that are on him. And then with his Saiyan armor coming apart. Detail is really, really nice on this one. The Saiyan armor is really cool. The base paint is a little pale for my taste, but everything looks really good. The energy effects, the armor coming apart, the gold painting on the armor actually looks pretty awesome. Detail, everything. It looks really great. This figure, another AliExpress pickup, probably around the $10 range. It's a 12-inch size. It's pretty cool. Definitely looks awesome on the shelf next to all the rest of the Vegetas. Now, this is Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. Got the blinged out gold Saiyan armor, but overall, it's pretty cool. Moving right along to the next one, I see a theme with these Vegeta figures. This is another 12-inch, probably around $10. Vegeta, now this is just Super Saiyan Vegeta. Of course, his armor is beat up in this one as well. The paint on this one really reminds me of like the anime style with the airbrush paint on the Saiyan armor. It's coming apart because Vegeta is always in battle. Now, I will say on this figure, the paint is a little bit more sloppy, but the shading on the arms, the detail on the paint is a little bit more than some of the other ones. And I really, really like this figure a lot. This is probably my favorite of the 12-inch figures that we're looking at today. It's got some 3D detail, you know, some dynamic detail with the armor coming apart. The paint just reminds me of like a perfect anime style paint or manga style paint, like where it's coming right off the page. The detail is really nice, but like I said, this isn't like the cleanest, perfect figure. As you can see on the back, we have some paint from the neck splashed over onto his clothes, and same probably with his hair and the armor on it. So looks great on the shelf. If you're going to inspect it close up, you're going to see a few flaws, but overall the casting is great. The detail is great. I really like this figure. Price is amazing. Size is amazing. Stands up well on its own. It doesn't really need the block piece to stand up. So this is a great addition and probably one of my favorite ones that we're looking at today. There's all kinds of other anime figures and stuff. I actually ordered a one-piece Luffy. We'll look at him at the end as well. Just bust it out just because, why not? But this, staying true to the Saiyan Prince bloodline, the Prince of all Saiyan bloodline. Well, a little bit of a curveball because we're going to go after his son Trunks, and this figure is looking sick right here. So this is Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. Jacked up on roids, dude. That's as close as it gets for the foot stand. Makes it worse. There you go. Now these are awesome. These are actually really good. Better than old prize figures from the early 2000s for sure. So Super Saiyan Trunks 2, I really like it. And how often can you find a Super Saiyan Trunks 2 figure out there? Not very often, I don't think. I like this guy a lot. Simple, paint's pretty good. I give this an 8 out of 10, easy. I don't know what you're supposed to do with this. Luckily, he stands up by himself. This is an 8 out of 10 figure. If you're trying to build the Saiyan Prince bloodline, you're gonna need Vegeta's son, and what better not than bulked up Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, looking awesome from the future. Bag here, same thing. This is how it's coming. The bottom is looking really well. That is a clean looking figure. This is probably the cleanest of all three. Let's take a quick look here. Clip magnet, they go on your desk. That was this figure, Vegeta. There you go, look at that. His eyes are crazy. The mouth, the tongue is cast a different thing. It's not just painted. The hair looks amazing. This figure looks awesome. Could have painted it a little bit better right there, but overall, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. If you're a Vegeta guy, you want early Dragon Ball Vegeta. This figure's pretty cool. He's in a dynamic pose. Pretty iconic. Wally still has his tail. I mean, it needs some shading done on the paint, but it's very clean compared to the other ones. This looks like they might have through everything for this video. This is the last one, another larger Vegeta. It looks like I ordered a bunch of big Vegeta figures. That's what we're checking out today. Here's the body, multiple cast piece. I mean, that's definitely not pretty how it all went together. See our hip joint here. God, this is supposed to be, this is a cast piece, this is a cast piece. The front, we've got the leg coming out. Energy effects, they're not as brittle as the one. We've got the shoes, got a little bit of paint on them and they look pretty good. These are pretty forgiving energy effects. He's ready to give it his all. The paint on the hair is pretty nice. Good shading, multiple color shading. Of course, the mouth, very well. The teeth, the little foot cloud, his arms, some blood on there. Cast piece right here. Let's get this guy put together. This one is awesome. Ooh, we've got some real 3D effects on this energy blast right here. So he is not gonna stand up without this little cloud piece, and it does not want to grasp him. He's too leaned out in the front. There's not enough stuff back there holding it, but he doesn't stand up great at all. Without this, what you need to do is prop up under his shoe. So this figure is cool. I'm gonna have to give it an 8 out of 10. It does not stand up by itself. Don't order it without this piece. And then it kind of shoddy assembly, but looks good overall. I've definitely put this in my collection. You guys want to put it in your collection? Go in the comments down below. Let me know what else we should be looking at. I'd like to do this more often because on that website, there's a ton of crazy stuff on there all the time. So I'll put some links in the description down below. Check those out. You want to get some of these for yourself. So this is probably the coolest and it is the biggest. The only problem with this figure, and if you order it, you are going to have to figure out how to get it to stand up on its own because it's so heavy in the front and how he's kind of leaned out. But he does not stay up by himself. Now, I was able to get him to stay up by propping up underneath the front of his feet, and I did glue his little cloud energy burst smoke piece to the back of his foot to see if that would get him to stand up. It didn't do it by itself, but I was able to put about 2 quarters under each one of the feet, and it kind of pushes and even out his weight so you can get him to stand up and put him on the shelf. He looks amazing. This Vegeta figure is just awesome because if you're a fan of Vegeta, which you probably are if you're watching this video, this is like the ultimate where you know Vegeta deep down inside is actually good.
Even for you, Kakarot.
Alright, so I've got a bonus figure. It's not Dragon Ball Z, but it's close. It's One Piece. And I ordered this figure into to see, we need a Luffy Gear 5 figure. And this one came in, and the paint on this guy, so this is how it was shipped. Just like this, bubble wrapped in a little plastic mailer. And this is what we're looking at here. This detaches. Obviously, the arm is interchangeable. Now the arm, we've got his hat. Paint's pretty decent on it. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It interchanges with this lightning bolt. Hand, same deal. The lightning bolt's a little loose in there. This is fairly brittle. It will break. And then this is the Luffy figure. Now the paint is pretty well done. We've got a lot of shading detail on the chest area. Look at the pearl on those shorts, are pretty awesome. Nice purple sash. And same kind of pearl paint, or I don't know if it's paint or if that's just the PVC. It looks really nice for like the hair, the shirt, the pants, this little smoke effect. The only part that's kind of rough, you see it, is his feet. The casting on the toes and the paint on the sandals is pretty cheap, but that's why this figure is pretty cheap. I think this is a replica of a Mega House figure. I'm not super up on all my One Piece stuff, but I believe that's what it is. I was kind of messing with it, and boom, Luffy's looking sick. The shading on this figure is really actually top notch for a cheap little $10 replica figure. And I'm not gonna be looking at his toes that much, so it's not a big deal. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Should we look at some more One Piece ones? Should we look at some Naruto figures? There's Pokemon figures. I really like to kind of do this weekly, look at different figures, because I have collected figures for a long time, and I'm really surprised with how some of these figures look. So this is Luffy with the lightning bolt now. Looking like he's gonna go take care of some business, looking tough. So there you go, guys. This is our Luffy Gear 5 figure. Put a link in the description down below. You guys let me know what you think of him, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. What do we need to see next? You're in charge. Whatever you put, we can do a little video review on it, because it's kind of fun. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully you learned something. I don't have any lessons to teach you here. We're just looking at figures that you might have been curious about, because I was curious enough to order a whole bunch of them, film it, and put it up on YouTube for you. So if you want to do this again, hit that subscribe button, stop by. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Trunks, Bulma, I do this for you. And yes, even for you, Kakarot.